Hey guys, it's Mrs. LeMain. Welcome back for another mini phonics lesson. We are starting a new phonics skill today. We are now on skill 12, which is open syllable words. So we're looking for an open pattern in words that are multisyllabic. Remember, that just means more than one syllable. Okay, and this one is probably one of the trickiest skills, and I will tell you why in just a minute. But first of all, what is an open syllable pattern? Let's go ahead and explain that. I have a few examples. So I have some examples and non-examples for you. Okay, so over here we have open syllables. So an open syllable is when there's a vowel, but there is not a consonant after it. Basically, it's the opposite of being closed. So if you remember when we talked about closed, there was a vowel, but there was a consonant or two after it. Okay. In open, there is not a consonant after it. And this is the hand signal we do for open. It's just an open hand. Okay. So right here, there's a vowel, no consonant. Vowel, no consonant. Vowel, no consonant. Vowel, no consonant. So it can be after a consonant, but there can't be a consonant after it. Does that make sense? Or it can just be by itself, but it still can't have a consonant after it. So it is open if there is no consonant after the vowel. Okay, here are some non-examples. So here we have long vowel silent E, it is not open. Here we have closed, not open. Here we have closed, not open. Now this one looks a little tricky because it looks like it could be open, right? There is not a consonant after it. However, it can only be one vowel, okay? If there are two vowels put together, it is almost always a vowel team, which we have not talked about yet. We'll talk about that in Skill 13's videos. So these guys need each other to make a sound. So it's a little bit different than an open syllable. So we can't have two vowels next to each other either. It is not open. Okay. Now that we kind of know what it is, let's look for that skill within some fake words. Okay. So I have some fake words. We're going to go over these ones together, and then I'll have you guys help me out a little bit more with the next set, okay? So up here, I already divided the words. See if I can get my lid off my marker. There we go. Okay, let's look at this first one. Is this one open? No, but this one is. There is not a consonant after it. Okay, let's look at this next word. Not open. Oh, that one is open. There's a vowel, but there's not a consonant after it. This one is not open. Okay, let's look down here. Is this one open? No, it's closed. What about this one? Not open. So there are no open syllables in this one. Okay, now when you have an open syllable, the vowel says its name. That was one thing I forgot to mention. Okay, so on my examples over here, O, U or oo, I, and A. Okay, but with the A, sometimes it can make the schwa sound when it's an open syllable. And so instead of play, this might be pl. So remember with the schwa sound, it either makes the or the I sound. In the English language, we tend to get a little lazy sometimes with our pronunciations, and so we have a lot of vowels that say the schwa sound, or I. So this might be play or pl. Okay. So then in the case of the words we just talked about, this would be po, this would be die, okay? Maize die reb, maize die reb. It's not po, and this one would be crestvule. Okay, so those are some open syllables. Let's look at some more that I have not divided yet. This is where it becomes super tricky, is when you don't know where it's supposed to be divided, like you don't know where the word is, you don't know where it's supposed to be divided, then it gets really tricky, and I'll show you why in just a minute. Okay, so let's look at this first one. We have two vowels, they're kind of spaced apart. So let's look, where did we divide it? Between the two consonants, that's not the hard part. Okay, this one has one open syllable, right there. Let's look at this guy. This is where it gets a wee bit tricky. So we have two vowels, but we only have one consonant in between. So that means that if we divide it here, then we have an open syllable on this side. However, if we divide it here, then we don't have any open syllables. And that's where it gets a little bit tricky because it completely changes the pronunciation of your word. So for example, if we left it divided right here, well, this is an open syllable, so it says either A or and I will go ahead and tell you, A at the very beginning by itself usually makes the sound, like in about. So, bem is what this word would say. However, if we changed it to over here, it changes the sound of my vowel. Now it's abem. So that's where skill 12 gets a little bit tricky. And that's where we're hoping that you've been exposed to enough words where you can hear the difference and know like, oh, well, that word didn't sound right, but this one does. So we're giving you the tools, but it's not 100% guarantee you're still going to know exactly what the word is, but we're hoping you'll get close enough to be able to comprehend and hear it and understand. Okay, let's look at this guy down here. So we have two vowels. Once again, we only have one consonant. So it can be broken apart on this side, or it can be broken apart right here. And once again, with a fake word, almost anything goes. I mean, there's no 100% good way of telling, but if we go ahead and put it there, what sound does my vowel make? O, so this becomes fo. Okay, let's look at these guys. Oh, there's two consonants, so we just divide right between the two consonants. Okay, this one is not open, but this one is. So this one would say zoo. Fo and zoo. And this one, I'm going to change it back so we have an open syllable. Right there. Okay, I'm going to have you pause the video and I want you to read these these four open syllables to somebody sitting next to you. They're going to read it to you. Okay, die, a or fo, and zoo. Go. Okay, last thing we're going to do is we have a fluency practice. I'm kind of excited about this one, guys. Okay, those of you that are not as old as I am, which is all of you watching this probably, you probably didn't grow up with a lot of nursery rhymes. This is a nursery rhyme. It's called The House That Jack Built. It's not the whole thing. It's just the first few stanzas of it. It's really great for fluency practice because it builds upon each other. So, number one is, this is the house that Jack built. Number two, this is the malt that lay in the house that Jack built. It keeps building upon each other. Number three, this is the rat that ate the malt that lay in the house that Jack built. This is the cat that killed the rat that ate the malt that lay in the house that Jack built. This is the dog that worried the cat that killed the rat that ate the malt that lay in the house that Jack built. And for those of you that are wondering what a malt is, it's like a shake, but back in the old days, they used to have malt powder, which made the shake a million times better. They used to have it at Sonic, but they don't anymore. Sad day. Anyways, so I would like you, so the purpose of practicing this is to make your voice smooth, nice and smooth and even, and accuracy. So if you're reading number one and you're like, this is the house that Jack built, then I want you to stop right there and I just want you to practice number one so we can make this nice and smooth. I do not want you to move on to the next one until the one before it is nice and smooth, okay? So if you need to practice this one a few times this time, that's fine. And then next time we can try and add on another one, okay? So you're trying for smoothness, nice and smooth. This is the house that Jack built. This is the malt that lay in the house that Jack built, nice and smooth and accurate. You're reading this 2 times to somebody next to you. They're reading it to you, but you're only going as far as you can while making sure that it's smooth. Okay, have a super fantastic day and I'll see you later. Bye, guys.